How long does it take for you to feel like you are decent at playing songs and solos?
It's such a personal question, right? How long does it take for you to feel good? Is that the question? Feel
How
good
long does
about?
yeah? How long does it make you till you start feeling like you're doing a good job with it?
I
Basically,
see. Okay, so a lot of people ask questions, and a lot of times these kinds of questions about how long is something going to take will come from a person who's more analytical, who think like maybe an engineer or something like that, who thinks about, well, I should be able to do this action and this action and this action and get this result by this time, right? And some things work that way. Like if you order a shelf from Amazon and you follow the instructions and you do step one, step two, and step three, you're probably going to end up with a shelf if you follow the instructions, right? Guitar works the same way in terms of following instructions. Like when you have good instructions or good directions, you can follow it and build your skills to a certain point. But how long is it going to take is, number one, dependent on how soon you do it, like how fast you do it and how far you're trying to go in that time period, but how happy you're going to feel with it, or when are you going to start to feel good with it? That's more subjective. So I'll try to answer that the best I can. And it's really kind of a higher level answer, which is if any of you guys watching this are familiar with a guy named Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is one of the all-time greatest high performance coaches out there, who coaches people like the top athletes that you would know by name, even presidents of countries. He's really good at what he does. And what he always says is that happiness equals progress. Now, there may not be a point with your guitar playing where you're ever completely 100% satisfied, but that doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing, because not being completely satisfied means you always want to get better. There's always a drive to get better, right? But that doesn't mean that you're disappointed or sad with your guitar playing. Most people are. And that's just because they haven't figured out how to make progress. Remember, according to Tony Robbins, happiness equals progress. So there's kind of two answers here. So if you are wondering, how long is it going to take? When are you going to be kind of happy? When are you going to feel good about your songs and your solos? Well, the first part is, as long as you actually know what to do when you sit down with your guitar playing to reach a particular goal, like if there's a particular song you're trying to learn, or there's a particular solo you're trying to learn, you're starting from where you are and you're trying to get to being able to play that song or solo. If you know the right steps to take to be able to finally reach that goal, as long as you sit down, when you sit down and play and you actually make progress toward that goal, you're going to feel good every single time. Again, according to Tony Robbins, happiness equals progress, right? So as long as you make progress, you're going to feel happy over and over again with your guitar playing. Now, I mentioned the satisfaction part. We don't only want to play half a song or half a solo. Obviously, we want to play the whole thing, and then we want to play another one, then we want to play another one. So on one hand, it's good to never be satisfied with your playing, because that means you want to keep getting better, right? The other part is, on a bigger scale, when are you going to be completely satisfied, with the way that you play? And I think it's kind of hard to slice this up, but I will put it like this. The first part is, you have a goal and you know what to do in order, like from step by step, to reach that goal. That means that every single step, you're going to make progress and you're going to feel good about that, right? But let's zoom out a little more. And in the overall journey of your guitar playing, when do you start to feel good about it? Well, I would say the very first time you play your first whole song, it may not sound very great because you probably make mistakes and all that kind of stuff. And great, everybody makes mistakes every single time they play guitar, even if it sounds perfect, even the best guitar player in the world, okay? But the first time that you play a whole song from start to finish, that's an accomplishment. And the same thing is true for the first time you play a solo from start to finish, or at least a part of a solo from start to finish. Once you do that for the very first time, obviously it's progress. You're going to feel happy about it. But what's going to happen is, when you have learned to play something from start to finish, then you enter a new level, or you enter a new realm of playing music, which is called rehearsing. You can then rehearse. And when you rehearse, you play something over and over again. Most of the time it's start to finish. Sometimes it's just working on one section of a song, for example. But like a band, for example, when you get together with a band and you rehearse songs, you go from start to finish, right? Because that's how music works. You hit the play button and you go until the end of the song. When you're able to do that, you're going to feel a new level of satisfaction with your playing, because it's a new accomplishment. It's a new level that now I can learn whole songs. Now I can play whole songs. Now I can play whole solos. Now you reach the level where you can say, well, I can play more whole songs, more whole solos. I can play a whole album. I can play a whole set, right? It's a new level. But the thing is, The more you rehearse each one of those songs or each one of those solos, you're probably going to get a little bit better or maybe a little bit worse, which sounds weird, every single time. So your progress, the ability that you have to play that one song or one solo over time probably goes up and down a little bit, but overall it goes up, meaning you're getting better at it. And your level of satisfaction increases with your ability, with your facility of playing that one song or that one solo, right? So it's kind of a gradual process that as long as you know what to do to make progress, you will feel happy and satisfied enough to like it, to have fun, to want to keep going. And you have to also realize that there isn't an end, right? This is a lifelong journey. So even the people who are miles and light years at what you think is light years ahead of you on guitar right now, they still feel the same way. They can play what they can play. They're striving to play something better and new and different, and it's a challenge. So that's part of the game. That's for the love of the game, right? You got to love wanting to get better. But the whole point that I want to point out right here is that I want you to focus daily or whenever you pick up your guitar, I want you to focus on making progress that time. That's it. That's all you need to focus on. And all the rest will take care of itself. And a year goes by, you're going to be so much better. 2 years goes by, you won't even be able to recognize you're playing 2 years ago. 5 years goes by, etc. You will become a great guitar player just by following that little bit of progress every single day.
Yeah, I also think it's important to let yourself realize that you just accomplished something, like little victories, right? So if you're brand new at learning guitar and you've never learned a song before, it's a big deal to even just sit down and look at tabs or chords and play through a song, like just staring at the music. That's a big deal for a lot of people. Or getting through a song without making a mistake. That is a big deal. And I think you should champion yourself on like, hey, I've done something that other people can't do. This is progress, right? That's a big deal.
Yeah. It's mainly, can I do more than I could do yesterday?
Exactly.
And if you did, you won the day. That's it.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. We would love it if you hit the like button, leave a comment below, tell us what you thought about it, and subscribe to the channel. We're going to release really great content, some great backing tracks so you can practice your guitar skills on. And if you're interested in taking your guitar to the next level, we have a free course that we want to give to you. It's in the description of this video. It's going to help you discover how to freely express yourself on guitar without endless amounts of scales and theory. So check it out and let us know what you think. Thanks.